The frustration with the interviews is do your research before you apply for the visa. Go online to travel.state.gov or to our website here. Look up what the qualifications are for the visa that you're interested in, and then ask yourself, am I actually qualified for this visa? And once you're prepared and think about it before coming to the interview, chances are it will go a lot more smoothly.
Okay, so sir, are there any facilities for journalists, businessmen, or students?
Yes, well, there's a specific journalist visa that you have to get. Again, you do have to do an interview for that, and you have to prove that you have a journalistic reason to be in the United States. For businessmen, there are three types of visas. One is very common, and that's a B1 visa. We actually have joined for Algeria business and tourist visas, so you don't have to get two, you only have to get one, and we'll combine them, so you can travel for pleasure or travel for business. And most of the time those visas are issued multiple entry 2-year visas, which is great because many countries do not do that. That's the most common for businessmen. Then there's also the H-1B, which I discussed before, which are businessmen that want to go actually work in the United States. And the last is an intercompany transfer, or a J-1 visa, and that's for businessmen that work for Algerian companies that will be assigned temporarily to the United States, and they can take their families with them when they travel.
Are there many applications for business visa here?
There are not many, but the applications are increasing, and they're increasing as Algerians seem to be more interested in traveling and studying in the United States. We're seeing more interest also in working in the United States, which makes sense that all of the trends go up together.
So, sir, if an Algerian have a tourist visa and go to the United States, and then he break the time or the duration of the visa, what are the procedures that the United States follows?
So this is an excellent question, and it's something that we do see happen frequently here, is people come back for additional visas, and they have violated the terms of their original visa. There are several ways that this can happen. You can violate the terms by staying too long. So you stay longer than your visa is valid for, or longer than you have permission to stay. You can violate the terms by doing something you weren't supposed to do on that visa. So if you have a tourist visa and you go and work or study, you violated the terms of the visa. Or you can violate the terms by taking public money while in the United States. A lot of times this happens when mothers travel and have children in the U.S., and then the U.S. taxpayer actually pays for the money. This is a violation as well. In all of these cases, you receive either a temporary or a permanent ineligibility to travel to the United States. Oh, I forgot to mention one, and that's committing a crime. It goes without saying, but if you commit a crime in the United States, you're never eligible again. It's a permanent ineligibility. But if you overstay your visa, simply stated, there's going to be a duration of time in which you're not eligible to apply for another one. If you overstay between 1 day and 1 year, generally it's you're banned for 5 years from ever going back, and if you overstay over 1 year, you're banned for 10 years from ever going back. But you still have to qualify and overcome the assumption that you're going to do it again. And most people, if they're banned for 10 years, will have a very difficult time overcoming the assumption, once they become eligible again, overcoming the assumption that they're not going to do the same thing again and violate the terms of their visa. So I guess in closing to this question, the best advice that I can give you is make sure that you do what you say you're going to do. When you come in for the interview and you tell us what you're going to plan on doing in the United States, do that. Because if you don't do that and you get caught, there's a very high likelihood that you'll never travel to the United States again, and that you could be deported.
Okay. The last question, sir, is about the American dream. Do you think that the Algerians are interested to follow the American dream or not?
Yes, I think that Algerians are interested in following the American dream, and I think that this is evident by the amount of interest that we see every year in the diversity visa program, and the growing interest we see in young Algerians wanting to travel to study in the United States. And quite frankly, the reason that diversity visas exist are because we encourage young, qualified people to come to the United States to live their dreams. Hopefully that's part of the American dream, but live their dreams and integrate and become part of an immigrant culture that has made the United States what it is. For all the young Algerians seeking diversity visas, I would encourage every single person to apply that is interested. You can always say no if you're accepted for the lottery, but just apply. It's free. When you're applying, please be careful of the scams. There are many, many people that do bad things that try to make money based on programs like diversity visas. The United States does not charge for the visa lottery, period, bottom line. The only way to apply for one of these visas is to go to either the State Department's website, travel.state.gov, or the U.S. Embassy's website here, where you'll find contact information and tips on applying for the visa. If someone asks you for money to apply for this visa, they're not telling you the truth. Also, one other important thing to answer, to bring up is for visa applications. People need to fill these out and be careful filling these out. And you're allowed to have help, but there's a section on that says, did anyone help you? And answer that truthfully. Because if we get a visa application from someone that doesn't speak a word of English, and it's in English, chances are they didn't fill it out themselves. So as long as you answer everything truthfully, and do your application and avoid scams. If it looks incorrect and someone asks you for money, it's a scam. We definitely welcome people to come to the United States and participate in our American dream.
Thank you, sir, for having us today.
No, I appreciate it. Definitely want to make sure that we get information out on the different visa programs to make it easier for Algerians to apply. And I look forward to meeting as many people as possible at the upcoming book fair, where we'll be having several concert days.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
شكرا لكم مشاهدينا على متابعتنا. أشكركم على حسن المتابعة. إلى اللقاء.